Hey everybody, and welcome to this vlog podcast live stream thing that I'm doing. I'm not with it, sorry. Hey everybody, and welcome to this podcast vlog live stream thing that I'm doing. It's called Let's Talk. Why is it called Let's Talk? Well, that's because, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start a conversation. Now, what this is going to consist of is maybe of my son coming to join us instead of playing with his toys. And of me starting with some news items in the past week or so that have caught my attention. And hopefully some of you joining in with your own opinions. Now, I don't want to live in an echo chamber where everybody agrees with me and has the same thoughts and feelings as me. So, what I want is to start a conversation. Now, getting right into the meat and potatoes of this. Can I have those back, please, Pop? Thank you. What we are going to start talking about... He's a little distracted. He sees himself on the other screen. What we're going to be talking about is, to start with, we're going to start with, I had it all planned out. Oh, Piers Morgan. That's the guy, Piers Morgan. I loathe to agree with the guy at any time. I mean, we're talking about a criminal who hacked into people's phones in order to get stories. This included runaway and missing teenagers' phones. He had their voicemails hacked so he could get information and didn't pass this information on to other people. No, he wrote news stories. He is a criminal, and hence the reason why he's running to America. Because nobody in the UK will ever give him a second thought. Now, Piers Morgan and J.K. Rowling got into a Twitter feud, if that's what you can really call a bunch of one-liners sent back and forth between each other. It sounds more like a playground battle than anything else. Or recess battle if you're American. But anyway, this all started with some Australian comedian on a TV show with Piers Morgan going on about the Muslim ban. And, well, Piers Morgan disagreeing with it being a Muslim ban. And like I said, I loathe to agree with the guy. But it's not a Muslim ban per se, such as a ban that bans people who live within 7 predominantly Muslim countries. Everybody in those countries are banned unless they can somehow prove that their life is in danger. How on earth you prove your life is in danger when the country you live in is banned from entering the country you want to enter, even though the existing administration admits that there's a bit of a problem there, is beyond me. But hey, it's not a Muslim ban, just a ban on people in Muslim countries. Now, there are 85% of the Muslim population. Their countries, the countries that they live in, are not banned. And they are completely unaffected. Pup, are you going to join us? Are you going to talk? You want to talk to the people? Hey, if this was my job, this would be a different thing. The main reason for the podcast right now is because, well, I don't have time to edit videos. I have a full-time job, and as you can see, I also have a little boy that I want to spend time with, and I don't want to spend my entire time in this room talking to you guys when I've got so much other work to do. I'd rather just have a conversation and leave it there. Now, back to the Twitter feud. J.K. Rowling then tweeted out something to Piers Morgan, who responded with, "This is why he doesn't read Harry Potter." I'm assuming everybody has read Harry Potter, but to continue to read it is entirely your choice thereafter. I've read Harry Potter. I've read it several times. It's a wonderful work of fiction which is filled with plot holes just like everything else. It is not something to base your life on because it has no historical context on which to base it. At least that's my personal point of view. There are a lot of potheads out there who are basing their entire opinion on this administration and the way the world is going on the Harry Potter books. I mean, he who shall not be named, Lord Voldemort, is being portrayed as Trump. I still haven't figured out who's meant to be Harry Potter in this. Maybe it's all the college students. Maybe they see themselves as the hero. That would be very interesting. I can't wait to see what's going to happen for the next 8 years. But either way, it's a work of fiction. If you're basing your worldview on a work of fiction, I'm worried about you. I want to see you base your worldview on the facts around you and not political talking points. It's funny he can see the camera and he's watching, and he's playing at the same time to watch it. I watch multiple different news sources. I try to steer clear of the mainstream media because, well, it's the mainstream media, and regardless of which one, they have a political agenda. Personally, I watch the Philip DeFranco show mainly because he has no political agenda. He just finds out as much of the truth as he can and tells you about it. I watch Sargon of Akkad because, well, he has a political agenda and he sometimes doesn't sound like a complete and total twat waffle arguing and telling people off. Most of the time he does. But sometimes he gets a cognate point across. At least from my point of view. There are a lot of people who are going to disagree with me on that one. I watch Teal Deer mainly because that guy, wow, that's what I talk about when I'm looking for research. That is the kind of research I'd like to be able to do, but I'm not very good at it. Hence the reason for the podcast instead. So, as you can see, I don't have the widest range, and I want more people to help me find more news. I prefer to stay away from mainstream media, so if you can, you're welcome to give me more stuff here or in the comments of the recorded version of this vlog. We're going to try and do this weekly as well. Now, the next piece of thing I'm going to move on to is actually British news. Brexit is still a big talking subject. Right now it's a big talking subject because Tony Blair, the ex-Prime Minister of the UK, the douchebag himself who left the Scottish moron in charge of the Labour Party for 2 years and left the country in a worse condition than when he took it, is trying to hold off on the Brexit. He's trying to stop people from doing it. He's setting up a whole new thing to try and fight back. He keeps telling us that we need to think about it, and that if enough people change their minds that we need to maybe reconsider Brexit. That is not how democracy works, Tony Blair. Mr. Blair, the people have voted. A decision has been made. Whether you like it or not, you do not continue to push your own bloody narrative. If you did, well, we'd be right back where we started a few hundred years ago. With theocracy and kings and queens. And even if they didn't like what people said, they'd continue doing what they wanted anyway. That's not how this world works. You know, one day I'll get a podcast, I won't have him in here, and when that day happens, you guys are gonna love it. No, you don't grab hold of stuff up there. So, I guess this is going to be a short one because I don't have anybody watching right now, except for maybe me. Because I'm watching for the live chat and there's nobody chatting. But you know, I'm going to try and do this on a weekly basis, around about 1, 2 o'clock each day on Fridays. I'm going to pick news stories for myself and just give you my own opinion on those. There'll be no research. This is entirely the biased opinion of me. And I welcome you to come and talk to me. You can talk to me in the comments, or you can talk to me in the live chat during the live stream. This is a conversation. This is Let's Talk. And I'll see you again next week. Ciao.